Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, we're doing the good old-fashioned what do people find attractive about you. Normally when I do this type of reading, because I'm an energy reader, I tend to go quite deep, and I really wanted to focus on like what people find attractive about you in the sense of like, you know, your mannerisms, the way that you speak, like the way that you like come across to others, your looks and things like that. I wanted to kind of focus the lens there for this reading. So we have 4 piles for you guys to choose from. Pile number 1 is the REM perfume, mini perfume. Pile number 2 is the ghost perfume. Pile number 3 is the Valentino, and pile number 4 is the Moschino. If you hear a little meow, that's Luna. So see which fragrance you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual. Just to note, my personal readings are going to be restocked on Thursday, so hit the notification bell to be notified when they do drop. And yeah, I'll see you guys at your timestamps. Hey Belle, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what do people find attractive about you. So you guys chose the REM perfume. I'm not using tarot at the moment. I'm using this deck, the Wild Rituals deck, because I don't know, I just felt called to start using that again. I haven't used it for a while, but that's the deck I'm going to be starting with, and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So pile number 1, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s, the REM pile. What do people find attractive about my pile number 1s? What do people find attractive about my pile number 1s? We have water. Is that in view? Let's make sure that focuses. Okay. What do people find attractive about my pile number 1s, please, spirit guides? What do people find attractive? We have worthiness. What do people find attractive about my pile number 1s, please? We have protection. And we have I keep hearing the Little Mermaid song, Part of Your World. And the back of the deck, you guys have masculine energy at the back of the deck. Okay, let's put that upright so you can... Okay. Let's make sure it's focused. Okay. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Okay, so first of all, I was hearing the Ariel song from the Little Mermaid, Part of Your World. I do feel like one thing that people find attractive about you is that I want to say the word unique, and I want to say the word like I want to say that you guys kind of live in your own realm, I guess. You know how I always reference like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and she like walks through the town and everyone's like talking to her. There's kind of a vibe like that, like you're almost like detached in a way that people find attractive, because it's like what's going on in their mind, like what's going on in their world. There's like a reference to that. You guys could also have hobbies or just be interested in things that aren't the quote-unquote social norm, maybe of like where you live, or just a social norm in general. It's almost like I keep being shown like you having like a job or having like an interest in something that's... The only way I can describe it, I'm thinking of like archaeology. It could be that you're an archaeologist, but it's like, you know how like you find like an artifact and then you have to like be very careful, and you have to like bash away at like the stone to try and reveal what's underneath it without damaging it. There's like a reference there, but that's in regards to like your like job. It's almost like hidden gems. So I feel like when you are in people's lives, I feel like you open them up to another kind of world. It could be that you're connected to spirit, so being around you or being connected to you, it's like you open them up to that world. It could be that you guys are into like psychology, and you know you're very, very deep like that, and you open people up to that side of, you know, the world. It could be that you're very connected to earth, you know, nature, and you open people up to that side. It's going to be different for all of you guys, but there's this reference of like you having like a portal, and you having like access to something that other people might not understand. So it's almost like quite interesting. And I feel like when people get close to you and they understand whatever this little portal is, it's like, how did I operate in life not knowing that before? So there's a reference there of you having a lot of wisdom, but I feel like to the people that just meet you in regards to what they find attractive, it's like, it's almost like I know that they have this little bubble that they go through, but I don't know what it is, or I don't know, like, I don't understand it. So there's that kind of intrigue and curiosity that I feel like people have towards you. And I feel like that also gives an energy of you coming across as a little bit detached, because it's like you don't need anyone. You're not looking for somebody to maybe complete you, or you're not looking for somebody to put your worth into. It's like you already have that. It's like you're focused on something. There's something you're super focused on, and it's like, it, to other people, it's like that person is like already complete. That person's not gonna like vie for my attention. That person's not going to you know, just bend and snap to whatever I want or whatever I do. So it's almost like a reference of like, I want to kind of like chase that. I want to like pour into that. I'm really curious about that. I want to get to know that person, and that's like one of the main things that I see coming up in your energy. I also feel that you guys are go-getters as well. I want to say the word headstrong and go-getters, especially in regards to like, I keep being taken to some sort of job, hobby. It's just something you do. It could be that you're just constantly in the gym. It could be your career, your work, like your hustle. I feel like people are really attracted to that. I feel like you're a go-getter, and I feel like when you have something in your mind, it's almost like you live and breathe it until it becomes a reality. You know how sometimes people say when they're building a business, like you have to become that business, you have to like live and breathe it. There's a reference there with something like you could have your hands in different things, or you could just have one sole thing that you're focused on, and it's like tunnel vision. So there's a reference that being very, very attractive. It's like you're going after whatever it is that you want. Like if you want to travel from here, or whatever here is, you know, if you want to travel from Japan to New York, you're going to do that. If you want to travel from like the Himalayas to Iceland, you're going to do that. Like it's just, if something's in your head, you're going to do it. And I feel like you're somebody that isn't very much, you know, people can be all talk, but then there's no action. I feel like you're all action, no talk. So it's that there's a reference there of that, and you guys just go get and you know, going towards whatever it is that you want. And I feel like you guys are very free-spirited as well, because I'm looking at the card here with the air, and I'm thinking of Pocahontas when she sings Just Around the River Bend. I feel like you guys may in your everyday life just use your intuition, but there's a reference of like, this person's here now, they're not, they're always moving, they're always shifting. It could be they're doing deep healing, it could be that they're just naturally growing as a person and learning new tricks and new things. But there's this reference of you always like when she goes down the river and there's like different twists and turns and she's constantly moving, like that I feel is you guys. I feel like you guys are very headstrong. You may even be from that pile where I'm always like, you remind me of Moana, like she wants to go across the sea, so she does. There's that type of vibe. Another thing that people find very attractive, I keep being taken to hair before I go any further. I keep being shown somebody's hair like blowing in the wind. So I feel like however your hair is, whether you have like bright colored hair, really long hair, you may do your hair in like certain styles. You could even be like a hairstylist or have qualifications there, because there's just this reference of your hair always looking good, just in the way that you style it, in the way that you do it, like certain updos and things. It could be that you have no hair and that really suits you. Like there's just a lot. I just keep being taken to lots of different styles, and like and being taken to like different braids. I keep being taken to like hair being right, like sitting on top of the head, like sitting right on top of the head. So I don't know what that's about, but I keep being taken there as well. But yeah, there's something about your hair that people find attractive. You may take a lot of pride in that. But what I was going to say was, with the protection card and then the worthiness card in the middle, I feel like you don't play about yourself, and I feel like you don't play about whatever it is that you're building in that moment. And I think people find that attractive. And I think in terms of like maybe your close friends or your family, or whenever people come around you in regards to like being in a relationship with you, I feel like you're very protective, and there's this feeling of like treating everybody as like part of you, and kind of like I see you having people in your corner, and it's like you stick up for them all the time, like you because I'm seeing other people watch that and find it attractive, like you sticking up for people, you taking care of people, you nurturing people, you showing up for people. And I see other people that don't have that luxury from you finding that attractive and wanting that. There's a reference there. Another thing that is coming through is the skin. I feel like you guys have really, really nice skin. It could be very, very soft skin, it could be very, very clear skin. You could like you know, if you wear makeup, you could do like dewy makeup and things like that, because there's a reference there of just like gold and I'm being shown like golden skin. There's just a reference there, and it looking very hydrated, so there's something about the skin coming through as well. Another thing that I want to say is, especially with the water card as well, I'm thinking of water being fluid and molding into whichever form it needs to take. So there's kind of like a reference of you guys, you guys may switch your aesthetic a lot, or you guys could, like I said, I feel like you guys grow and shift and change a lot. You could like change your style up, change your hair up again, like change your outfits. Like there's a reference there of you guys changing your style up and people not necessarily being able to keep up. It's like you're constantly shifting and growing like that. So there's a reference there as well of you guys being very, very fluid, which also makes me feel like when you converse with other people, I feel like you're able to connect to them in quite a deep way, because it's like if somebody's been through something quite deep, I feel like you guys have a lot of empathy to be able to sit and listen and kind of like match their energy. Whereas if somebody's like just very lighthearted and very like upbeat and loud, I feel like you're able to match that. I feel like you're very good at mirroring people. Could be an empath, but that I do feel you are, because it's like you're able to, again, I don't know what that noise was then. That bird made a weird noise. I don't think it's just a case of like emotionally mirroring people. I do feel like that's a factor, but I also feel like you guys are quite intelligent and you're able to almost analyze people as well. So you're able to analyze, dissect a situation and mold yourself to what you need to be for that particular scenario, if that makes sense. That's what I'm being shown, which is attractive to people, because it's like, I'm here and I'm just like you, you're just like me. Like people feel at home with you then. People feel like when they meet you or they talk to you, it's like they feel very comfortable with you because you're able to mirror that. So that's something that I'm being shown. I'm being shown a lot of water for you guys. So Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. I was picking up Scorpio because of the intuition and the emotion, and then the analyzing and deeply reading people. So there's strong Scorpio energy coming through, but I would say there's some fire as well. So Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo as well. Okay, let's pull your oracle cards. Pile number 1. I also feel like when people are in your life, I feel like you're quite attentive to their needs, because I feel like when I was looking at the REM perfume then, I'm thinking of like the astral plane REM, like I'm thinking of like the intuition, and it's almost like you know what people need. You know when people need tough love, you know when people need words of wisdom, you know exactly kind of like what to say. You could have your Mercury in a water sign, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm being shown somebody with Mercury conjunct Neptune as well, but I keep being shown like you just having an idea. You're gonna go meet a friend in the morning and you just have an idea to like, it's just in your brain, like, let me get them a coffee. So you get them a coffee when you meet them, and they're like, oh my god, I'm so glad you got me this, like I didn't sleep last night, and blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, like you just picked up on that. So I feel like you ease people in that way. I feel like you're able to like do little things, like I don't know, I just feel like you have little psychic or intuitive nudges that put you in the right place at the right time, or have you doing things that you don't know why you're doing it in the moment, but then you realize there was like a rhyme and reason for it, like somebody really needed that, and it's like, oh my god, how did they know? So there's that as well. What do people find attractive about my pile number ones? We have Mystic Circle. Your abilities will be enhanced. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. What do people find attractive about my pile number 1s? We have the Green Man. The forces of nature favor you. What do people find attractive about my pile number 1s? The Chalice, rejuvenation and fulfillment. One more card, please, spirit guides. What do people find attractive? There's something about your hands as well. You could have just like very cute hands. You could have very like long fingers. You could have very like elegant hands. You could have tattoos over your hands that are very attractive. You could wear like specific rings or always get your nails done. And the reason that I feel like I'm being shown your hands, you guys are either very tactile, so you like hold hands with people, or like you'll, you know, hold their shoulder, or like people are seeing them, or it could be that you speak with your hands. You could move your hands around a lot when you speak, because there's a reference of people seeing your hands a lot. It could also be that you have a job where people have to see them, but there's something about your hands that's very, very attractive. Because I keep wanting to like look at somebody's hands. You know, like when you look at like cartoons or like Disney princesses or stuff, and they, like you see their hands and they're just like, I don't know, they just look cute. I don't know. It's just a reference there about someone's hands. Pile number 1. The Hourglass. Let me move this one over. Time is of the essence. And the back of the deck you have Serendipity. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. Okay. I want you to see all of the cards. So there you go. The mystical circle, the mystique circle. Your abilities will be enhanced. Yeah, that's what I was picking up again with the, I feel like you guys either have psychic foresight or you have clairvoyancy. And I feel like you're able to feel and read people. So a lot of the times I just feel like you're able to tailor to people's energies and give people what they need, you know what I mean? Even if in that moment, because I see you doing something where like in the moment somebody's annoyed that you've said it, like you know that somebody needs tough love, so you've gone and given them tough love, and maybe they were triggered in the moment of frustrated, and it's like, no, like that's gonna sink in, like I've just planted a seed, and then a week later they're thinking back to what you said and they're like, oh my god, you were so right. And then like a couple of weeks later again, they're like thinking back and they were like, oh my god, I wish that person said that to me sooner. I know I was annoyed, but like I wish they did. So there's something there about you being very real and being able to just cut through the BS and cut through the fog, which is quite interesting because you do really read people. And I feel like that's coming through as well, because the way that comes through as being attractive is if you're doing something that isn't the best for you and you have a bunch of yes men around you, they're gonna enable you to just tie yourself into more of a mess. Whereas if someone's able to cut through the fog and say something, even if you don't listen to it in that moment, later on when you know you shouldn't have been doing it, you're gonna trust that person because that person was telling you the truth in that moment. That person was holding you accountable in that moment. And I feel like you kind of come across in that way to the which like people trust you and recognize you as a real person. So it's like authentic, you know? And I feel like that's very attractive to people, whether people have witnessed you do that for somebody else or whether you've done that for somebody. It's like a very attractive trait that you guys have. The Green Man, the forces of nature favor you. You're also the type of person where if you're told no, you turn it into a yes, in the sense of if somebody tells you you can't make something happen, you're going to do it. Remember how I said if you're like in Japan and you want to move to New York, you're going to do that. If you're in Peru and you want to move to France, you're going to do that. Like, you're able to turn nothing into something. So if you were dealt with like a bad card, you're able to use that bad card to get you where you need to be. It doesn't matter what you go through or what, you know, whatever happens. It's like you're able to turn a sticky situation into a sweet situation. Like you're able to do that, and see the silver lining, and work your way through that. I just see your brain being like really good in like combat. It's like, I've been delivered this, but if I take this and twist it around, I can create this. And then that can bounce me over to here. Like you're able to get yourself out of things like that, which it comes across then to people that you're very lucky. And it could be that people are attracted to you. They find you as somebody that's very lucky and very, you know, prosperous. But for the people that know you, it's like, oh, that's a really sticky situation, but they made the best of it. Like, I feel like people watch you a lot in the way you move through situations, because I feel like you bounce back and bounce up from a lot, and people are drawn to that and find that very attractive, and that's probably why you have a lot of wisdom and are able to read people quite well. The Chalice, rejuvenation and fulfillment. Yeah, I just feel like you guys are able to bounce back from anything. I feel like you guys take care of your own needs and yourself, and I feel like you're the type of person where if you're going through something, you're going to take a step back and pour into yourself. You listen to your own needs. I feel like you're very protective of yourself. You're not just going to go out until midnight just because everybody wants you to. Like, if you know you've got to be up early, you're not going to do that. And I feel like people really respect that, because it's like this person's time is valuable, which makes you feel attractive then, because it's like, I need to book in. This person takes themselves seriously. This person's like high maintenance, like they're looking after themselves. They're pouring into themselves first, and it's like attractive then, you know. And then the hourglass time is of the essence. Yeah, it's like you guys could be people that are very busy. So when people need to meet with you or see you, it's like once in a while. And you know how like the less you see of something like you want, like, you know, when a new artist comes out and they only have that one song and you love that new song, but there's no other songs to go back to. So because there's only like that one, you kind of like have to wait. So it makes that second drop more exciting. I feel like that's the vibe that you have in life, which is what makes you feel attractive. It's like people don't see too much of you, so when they do see you, it's like a luxury, which makes them think in their head, oh, once in a while luxury, like let me savor this. And that's what I'm picking up for you guys. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number one. I really hope you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comments down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Patsu, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what do people find attractive about you. So you guys chose the crescent moon, the ghost perfume that looks like a crescent moon. I am going to start with these cards and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So pile number two, please spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number twos. Tap me into the collective of my pile number twos. One thing that I will say is what people found attractive about you in the past is different to now, especially with the moon. With the moon, like the bottle being in the shape of the moon goes through phases. It passes through phases. And there's this reference, I keep being shown like your life, and it's like split down the middle, like a circle split down the middle. And one side is like one energy and one side is the other, and the other is like what you then grow into, which makes me feel like what is going to be coming through for you now is almost like what you're aligning with and what you're molding into in regards to what people find attractive about you. And this pile in particular might have been drawn to two piles just because you may have one foot in this door and one foot in another door, because it's like phases, like transitioning through a phase. So you may still be aligning with both energies at the moment, but there's one you're like, you know, molding into, if that makes sense. Pile number two, what do people find attractive about my pile number twos? What do people find attractive about my pile number twos? Yeah, I keep being shown a butterfly. What do people find attractive about my pile number twos? Okay, so we have forgiveness. What do people find attractive about my pile number twos? We have focus. What do people find attractive about my pile number twos? We have water. What do people find attractive about my pile number twos? Deep sleep, okay. And the back of the deck, you have calm. Okay, let's make sure that's focused. Okay. Straight away with that eye sticking out, I do want to say there's something about your eyes that people may find attractive about you. It could just be you guys having very deep set eyes, very wide like doe eyes. You may have like cat-like eyes. It could be like the eye makeup that you do if you do your eyes like a certain way with like liquid eyeliner, or like eyeshadows. There's just something very, I want to say the word piercing about your eyes. You know how the eyes are the window to the soul? There's like a kind of like depth there. I feel like you have very, very, I just want to say big and beautiful. That's kind of what I want to say. But I feel like people are very drawn to that area for you guys. You just may have very, very piercing eyes. What I want to say about you guys is, I also want to say is that you have a heart of gold, and I think that's something that people are very attracted and drawn to. There's a reference of you coming across as somebody that's very, very genuine, and very, very sweet. But there's like it's kind of interesting because I feel like I'm referencing something from the past. So I could know, because I keep being shown thunder and lightning, so I could like know that you've been through like heavy breakups, like, you know, really like hard times in regards to relationships with other people, but it's like you've been able to, especially with the butterflies that I was being shown, transmute that and turn that into something better for yourself. There's a because I keep hearing people saying, or like talking in regards to you guys and being like, oh my god, if I went through that, like I would never, like I don't know how I would bounce back. Or if I did that, if something like that happened to me, like, oh, I don't know how I wouldn't be nice to anyone ever again. But it's like you're able to bounce back and transmute from things with that forgiveness card coming through, which there's this reference of your heart being very big, and I feel like that does come through almost like energetically, because I keep looking to you and I'm referencing that you are somebody that's very kind and very loving. But I do want to say there's like a reference of you being stern as well. Like, that's the only way that I want to describe it, but not stern like I'm blunt and I'm gonna tell, like, it there's that kindness is like always there and exudes through, but it's almost like I'm given a stern word, and then if you don't appreciate that, I'm just gonna retract. So there's a reference of you pulling back from people and going into your shell if people take your kindness for weakness. You could have even gone through a phase where you felt like your kindness and that good love and energy and all of that, you needed to hide it away. And I feel like you're coming into a time period where you know that's like a beautiful part of you, you're just going to hold it there, but then know how to stand on business, that if somebody's going to disrespect it once, they're gone. And I feel like that's something you're learning, because there's a reference of people being very, very aware that you're very, very kind, but not to take that as a weakness. And I keep referencing the past and like maybe something you've gone through, or what you've built, or what you've, you know, maybe you've had nothing and turned it into something. There's just a reference there. And it could even be as well, like, you could have a job where you help people, you look out for people. It could be you look after like animals, it could be you look after children, it could be you just work with the general public and like look out for them and pour into them. So there's something there that people find very attractive. Like, your heart is very, very attractive. That then comes through as like an aura. It's almost like magnetizing in your energy. That's the way you come across. It's making me think of, like, you know, the earlier Disney princesses, like Snow White, and she was very sweet. Belle was quite sweet. I can't remember the other. Cinderella was quite sweet. Like, there's like a reference there of like a sweetness, but like you're wise at the same time. It's that I keep being taken there when I'm drawn to you being attractive. I also want to say your looks may have like a hint of like innocence to them, or like an ethereal vibe to them, you know, like a fairy, an elf like vibe, or like a siren type vibe. There's like a reference there where your looks are either otherworldly or just very, very cute. Like, you may come across as a cute or sweet. You could have like a baby face, and that's something people are attracted to. I keep being shown fuller features in the face, so you could have very full lips, you could have very, very full cheeks. Again, your eyes, it's like almost like big features that I feel like people are really drawn to in regards to you guys. You could have like a voluptuous body, doesn't matter the gender, it's just something coming through, and I feel like that's something that people are really drawn to as well. It could be that you guys may dress a little quote unquote younger. I feel like you can dress whatever you want to at whatever age, but you know, you could wear things that make you look quite sweet, or just there's an ethereal vibe or a sweet vibe, and it kind of is coming through as both, so you may have like both. Yeah, that's kind of like how it's coming through. There's like a sweet vibe and an ethereal vibe. You may wear very like flowy clothes, or just very like it could be like Venusian type clothes, or just I'm being shown like quaint colors. Like, I'm being shown like pastels, and like, you know, like a light baby blue, a light lilac. I'm being shown like a really, really like pale yellow, or like a light mint green, or like a baby pink. Like, there's those type of colors coming through, and I don't know why I want to say the word endearing, so I feel drawn, like I feel attractive there. That's something that I'm being shown. And I think as well, another thing that people find attractive about you is they may, if they've just met you and don't know your story, they may be like, oh, they're cute, they're sweet, like, you know, whatever, precious. And it's like, yeah, you're those things, but I feel like you've been through a lot. And I think the closer people get to you and they like hear parts of your story or things that you've had to do or go through, it's like, oh my God, like I wouldn't have expected that from that person. It's like, you know, when you have dogs, and sometimes the tiniest dogs have the biggest backs, whereas like the biggest dogs like belly back, and they're just like pretty tame. There's like a vibe that, like, don't be mistaken for the cuteness, or don't be mistaken, you know, by the fact that I look like a little elf or a little fairy. Like, I can bite if I need to. So there's a reference there, and I keep seeing people being like, okay, like maybe you've stood up for yourself, or maybe you've like really stood on business and pulled back, where somebody thought that you might have just, you know, done whatever it is that they wanted you to do, and you're like, no, and I'm going to pull my energy back now. So there's a lot of that where I feel like people that meet you like for the first time have like dealt with. Whereas I feel like people that have known you through, I want to say, your phases, there's a reference of like, oh, I know that person's gonna bite, like I know that person's been through, you know, whatever it is to get to the point that they're at now, you know. There's a reference there as well. You may also be somebody that like, because I'm thinking of the moon when it's like a new moon and then you can't see it in the sky, and I'm thinking of the deep night card here, which also has the moon on it, and it's making me think of like, you sometimes may be someone that when going through phases pulls back and hides away while you're going through like a transformation, the same way the caterpillar goes into the cocoon. Or maybe what I was referencing about your that transition that I was being shown for you guys and that split, it could be that you went away for a little while to heal, or you isolated a little away for a little while to heal. You kind of reconstructed yourself. Could have gone through a dark night of the soul or an ego death. That's what I'm thinking of with that card and the deep sleep, because it's making me think of the dark night. So some of you guys could have gone through one of those. So people may be referencing like you went away and then came back. The same way the moon's in the sky, then it's not, then it is. There's that type of, well, I mean, the moon's always in the sky, but people can't see it, you know. So there's that type of vibe as well. I also want to say that I keep, because I'm thinking of the stillness and the calm in this card, and I'm thinking of like, I'm literally being shown a scenario of somebody having a house, burning it down till it's like crisp, getting rid of all the ashes, transmuting it, building the house back up, and it's like clean. Like everything's clean and bare, and then I'm slowly putting things into that home, and it's like a sanctuary. Like I've got, it's literally like I've gone into a meditation center or something. Everything's calm. So there's a reference of your core, because I'm thinking of the house and just like your internal world and like your security, because you know the home, thinking of the fourth house, the moon again. You may have a lot of Cancer in your chart, or a lot of fourth house placements, but I'm thinking of that, then the moon, your inner world, and it's like a calm. So I feel like you're very calm at your core. I feel like you've been through so much. I feel like you know how to weather a storm. You also know how to calm a storm. You know how to keep yourself calm when there's a storm going around you. So there's a reference of that, you just having a very calm and peaceful demeanor, a very healing demeanor, and I feel like that's something that is very attractive about you too. But also with that home and you building things up, there could be something that's very attractive in regards to like, when I go around that person's house, like I feel so calm, or when I pop in the car with that person, everything's so calm, or when I listen to that person's music, like I feel so still. So there's a reference there of you just having visual aspects to you, or like assets that people are also able to reference as like, oh, that's really calm, or that's very healing, or that's, you know what I mean. It's like I'm being shown within, and there's like this tight core of like calmness, if that makes sense. I also want to say in regards to endearing, because that's the word that keeps coming through, you may be very open with your emotions. So if you're like really happy for somebody, you may cry. If you are just going through something, you'll be very open to just share the emotions, like very just open with those emotions, like I feel this way, or this has upset me, and just expressing your emotions like that. I feel like you're very open and fluid with how your emotions come out, so people can see that level of vulnerability then, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's something that people find attractive about you, because it's like they're able to see your genuinity as well. Like people are able to see that genuine side to you and understand like, this person has feelings, like I can sympathize with this person. And a lot of people, like when they can see something to sympathize with, I feel like they're more inclined to feel that empathy. Sometimes people don't know how to read people and understand somebody's going through something when it's inside, which is sad, but that's the truth. And I feel like with you guys, there's like an openness to your emotions that people are able to see with you and feel empathy for, especially when you open up about vulnerable, you know, aspects to you. And again, I'm hearing the word endearing. You could also do a lot to nurture your inner child, because I'm being shown somebody playing Super Mario, or just doing little things to nurture your inner child, or let your inner child pop out, which again, people are very, very drawn to. It's kind of inspiring is the word I want to give. And I just see you pouring into yourself there. So pile number 2, please, spirit guides. What do people find attractive? Some of you guys, if you wear makeup, you may wear like a light pink blush. Like you could have really like blushy cheeks, or it could be that you just don't wear makeup at all, but your cheeks blush. You could show your emotions on your face quite easy. That's another thing that I will say. Because I keep being shown somebody's face going red, or somebody having like, somebody just blushing, or somebody just like, I don't know, it's like I can tell by the face that they're feeling some type of way, and I see somebody viewing you doing that. So if you don't blush, and that's not something that you do, it's more so like, it's just something about your demeanor, I don't know, that's coming through, like people seeing your feelings on your face. So when you're happy, they're there. When you're sad, they're there. Like I can really read your face if I want to, type of thing. Pile number 2, what do people find? We have the hourglass, time is of the essence. What do people find attractive about my pile number 2s? We have the weave-on, your secrets are safe. What do people find attractive about my pile 2s? The shield, you are safe from harm. What do people find attractive about my pile? I love how we have the siren, and I was literally saying you may look very like watery like a siren, or just ethereal like a siren. A temptation may lead you astray. And the back of the deck, you have the knight, triumph over adversity. Yeah, triumph over adversity. I feel like you've been through a lot, and grown through a lot, and evolved through a lot. I feel like you've been through many different phases to become the energy and the person that you are now. Within a temptation may lead you astray. When I was putting that card down, I heard butter wouldn't melt. So that's something that's coming through. There's like a kind of sweetness there. Yeah, I feel like you guys may be just very, very attractive to look at, or you may just be very good with your words, and very sweet and tactile like that. Or it could be, yeah, again, it's attractive to look at because I'm being taken to like, you may, again, it's like the voluptuous body. I'm thinking of like Venus and like the body and nurturing the body. So there's a lot to do with like the way that you look that I feel people are really attracted to, just the aura that you give off, but also just your body. And I keep wanting to be taken to like that fuller feeling, voluptuous like body, or just like fuller aspects in the face. I keep being taken that your looks play a big factor. I feel like people are attracted to you quite quickly. That's one thing that I want to say, which is where that butter wouldn't melt thing comes from. I feel like you might smile a lot, or just come across really sweet, because it's almost like I can be swayed by that, like butter wouldn't melt. There's like that type of vibe here. The hourglass, time is of the essence. Your secrets are safe. You are safe from harm. The time is of the essence. What's that about? I'm thinking of the hourglass, and you guys might have an hourglass figure. That's just something that came to my mind. Why do we have time is of the essence? I feel like you're the type of person that will give your all, and I feel like if somebody disrespects that, you just pull back. There's no in between. You might have in the past fallen into a gray area where it was like you'll give a lot, but then people would like take, but then you'd keep giving. There's that type of vibe. Whereas where you are now, or maybe what you're molding into, you know how I was saying about the phases, 1 minute it's full, 1 minute it's not, and then we have the phases of the hourglass. 1 minute one side is full and the other's empty, the next minute the other's empty, the other's full. I feel like you're able to switch up very well, and I think people know I can either have unlimited of this or nothing at all. And I think people sometimes have had to, or will have to, F around and find out, like, oh, I'm just going to pull it back then. You know what I mean? I can give this, you know, happy days, like, every day. Like, I can give that if I need to, but if you're not going to respect it, I'll just give that to somebody else, or just, I'll have extra for myself. Like, I don't need you to have that. You know what I mean? I'm hearing that Tate McRae song, Greedy. I'm hearing that, because she sings Don't Get Greedy. So there's a reference that, like, I either respect it and understand what I'm having, or it's just taken away from me. I feel like other people have actually already learned that from you as well. Your secrets are safe. There's a genuine feel that a lot of people get from you, where I can tell this person something and they're not going to judge, and I can tell this person something and it's going to be kept safe. So there's a trustworthy vibe that you just have naturally, that people are really drawn to and people find attractive about you. You are safe from harm. What do we have? You are safe from harm. People want to kind of protect you. You know how I always reference the shell, and I probably referenced you like a shell before, where it's the sea urchin inside and then it has like the shell to protect it. I feel like people want to be the shell for you and like protect you. I feel like people are drawn to doing that for you. I'm thinking of like a rose, and people wanted to be the thorn to protect you, you know. There's that type of vibe coming through from you guys. Like people that like want to protect you or want to pour into you. There's that sort of vibe, and I feel like that's the energy that you're more aligning with. I want to say aligning because I keep being shown a shift. Anything else? Some of you guys may have really, really curly hair. Really curly. I'm being shown like really big tight curls, so I feel like people may be drawn to your hair like that as well. I keep thinking of like the moon and the like circular motion, and I keep thinking of like that in terms of like features and stuff. Like you could have very, very curly hair. You could have like the romantic style essence, you know what I mean? If you're into like style essence and things like that, or you could have like a very like circular face, like a very round face, like chubby cheeks, like round, like big round eyes. Like I have to be careful what I say on the body because YouTube restricts, but like round, you know, like just being shown round. It's something like that, like curvature. Like you could be very curvy, you know, you can have very big muscles, they're like round. I don't know, like that's just what I'm thinking of, because I'm thinking of like Luna, like the moon. But yeah, pile number 2, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what do people find attractive about you. So I'm going to start with these cards, and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides, the Valentino pile. What do people find attractive about my pile number 3s? I feel like this perfume was the bigger, taller perfume than the other 3. So it could be from like the physical perspective of like you guys being very tall and people are very attracted to that, but it could also be that you guys have a very tall energy. What I mean by that is I'm seeing somebody walking with the head held high with a level of confidence or like sureness, and it's like because of that you're sticking out to me in a crowd of people. Like we're walking through town, it's busy, there's a bunch of people, but like you're walking very tall, like very sure of yourself, and that's making me feel very like attracted to you. There's a girl group in the UK called Flow. They have a song called Walk Like This. It only dropped like a week or 2 ago, and I'm thinking of that as I say that. And they sing like there's a reason why I walk like this. So that's the type of vibe that I'm getting, because that perfume's like a lot taller, so it's like sticking up and sticking out, if that makes sense. But yeah, it could also be your height. You could be very, very tall and people find that very attractive. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides, what do people find attractive? What do people find attractive about my pile number 3s? We have acceptance. What do people find attractive about my pile number 3s? Action. What do people find attractive about my pile number 3s? We have focus. And we have empowerment. And the back of the deck, we have protection. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say, especially when this card came through the, I forgot, I'm sure it said acceptance. Yeah, it did, acceptance. When the acceptance card came through the musical notes, the first thing that I want to say is I feel like people are drawn to your tone of voice. Some of you guys may sing, and people are very drawn to that. You could have like a siren type voice where people are really drawn to you singing. You could sing a lot. You know, you have like some people and they just sing constantly. It reminds me of my younger sister. Like she'll just be with me and we'll just be watching TV and she'll just start singing out loud, and she'll just sing all the time, doing anything and make songs up. You could be one of those people, and that could be infectious, that people find attractive. But it could also be that you just have like just a very, very beautiful, maybe healing voice, and people are very drawn to that. There's like a certain cadence to your voice. You could have like kind of like a vocal fry or like a very raspy voice. You could have a very high-pitched voice. You could be very articulate in the way that you speak. Whichever the case, there's just something about your voice and being shown Venus in the 3rd house. But yeah, I feel like there's just something to do with your voice. It's making me think of Ariel from The Little Mermaid, where she's like the siren and she sings so bad that like Ursula wants to take her voice. Like there's a reference there. 100%. I do also feel like, again, it's not just the tone of voice. Some of you guys, it's just the things you say. You could be very funny, you could be very witty, you could be very quick with comebacks. You could really put people in their place and they find that very attractive. There's just a way where you speak as well, where you're very maybe like sure of yourself, like very self-assured, and I feel like people are very, very drawn to that, and it's almost like I want that view for myself. Because I feel like I'm listening to something you're saying and it's almost like I'm taking something away from that. Like, that's made me feel really good, I should apply that to my life. That's made me feel like $1 million, I want to apply that to my life. So there's like a reference there that I'm being shown with just like things you say are things that you kind of like pass on. Another thing that I want to say is, you guys, I feel I keep being taken to clothing, and you guys maybe being like fashionistas, doesn't matter the gender. There's just a reference of you guys always looking clean or looking good, always having an outfit together, or maybe always having like a style. Like, you feel like the type that may have like Pinterest and like have like your styles on there, or you could like in your mind like the next day be like, this is an outfit that I want to wear, and then pull that off. There's like a reference there. You know how like Rihanna, whenever she'd wear anything, it was like she would just make it look good. There's like a vibe there, like you just make things look good, whatever it is that you're putting on. Yeah, because it's almost like I want to buy that to look like that person, I want to wear that to look like that person. But it's the energy, it's the way you're sitting in it, the way you feel comfortable in it, like that's what's pulling it off. There's just something about you being very self-assured like inwardly, and then other people being very drawn there. So it's like, no matter what it is that you touch, no matter what it is that you do when you're speaking, it's like, it's given big D energy. Like, that's what it's given. And I feel like people are very drawn to that, and it's almost like I want to take that in. And I feel like sometimes people maybe like say to you like, oh, that person has a chip on their shoulder. But I feel like the people that say that to you, there's like an attraction there when they're saying it. It's like, well, you have a chip on your shoulder, but it's like, but I like it though. Like, I can feel that within me. Like, I don't know if somebody's ever said that to you, or if I'm honing in on like a particular few people, but like someone's saying like, you think highly of yourself, blah blah blah, and it's like I'm projecting, but at the same time as I'm saying it, like inside I'm like, I'm taking notes at the same time, and I also feel like really attracted to this person. Like, that's how it's kind of coming through. And you may have even had people like say something like that to you and then try and like take you out or be drawn, like say that they have like a crush on you or whatever. Like, that's that type of vibe that I'm getting from you guys. Like, I feel very, very drawn there. Another thing that I want to say as well is I feel like you, out of the other piles, give off a very strong reference of like high maintenance, especially again with your perfume being very tall and like sitting tall. There's like a reference of you, I know it sounds funny, but you have tall energy. Like, you have very like regal energy. It's an energy because it's like, it's inward. There's like golden inward, so it's exuding outwards. I feel like you work on yourself a lot. I feel like you check yourself a lot. I feel like you make sure that you're about what you're saying you're about, and because of that, there's a confidence like within you, like, I've got this covered, I've got this covered, I've got this covered, that people then can see, and they feel very drawn there. And then there's a reference of this person's high maintenance because they make sure that this is that set, and this is set, and this is set, and they get this done, and they get this done, and they do this and this. So it's like, knowing all of that, I know that high maintenance, so I need to come correct, which makes me then want to get it together in my life so I can step up towards this person. Like, that's the type of vibe here. In regards to what people find attractive about you, it's like high maintenance, and I'm not going to lower it. You know how designers don't put a sale on for their prices because it's like, this is how much they are. I feel like you have that sort of vibe, 100%. And with focus as well, similar to pile number 1, you may have like a particular focus in your life that it's like, this is like my baby, this is what I'm working on, this is what I'm focused on, these are my goals, nothing else matters. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to the gym every day and I'm working out because this is a focus to me. Nothing's taking me off that. Or sorry, I just got something else coming through. I'm trying to put it on the burners while I finish what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like, oh, I have like a business or a job or like a career, and it's like this is my focus, and this is where my energy is going. Like this is what's getting all of my energy. Very ambitious, go-getter energy. Now what I put on the burner was, I kept hearing whether the sun rises or sets and you're here or not. No, whether you're here or not, the sun is still going to rise and the sun is still going to set. That's what I'm hearing. Like whether you're here or not, like I'm still good. So there's a reference of like, I can't play games with this one. That's the type of vibe. Like I cannot play games with this one at all. That I can't do that. And that's 100% coming through. And I'm thinking of the mountains here as well. And it's like, I've got to really work for this person and pour into this person and like hold on to this person. It just, you having that view of yourself and that regal vibe, I'm naturally going to put you there, you know? Because it's like, human beings are very like, I'll believe it when I see it. So you're already doing it, they're seeing it, so they're believing it. It's that type of vibe. Some of you guys may wear a lot of gold jewelry as well, because there's something about that and I'm feeling really drawn to. So you could wear like I'm being shown like gold rings, gold necklaces and things like that. Or your color palette may be quite golden. So that's another thing that people are like drawn to. I'm picking up some fire energy from you guys, so Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, because I'm thinking of like the sun and that golden energy. 100%. Again, with the focus card and the eyes being here, similar to pile number 2, you guys could have very distinct like eyes. You could have, for you guys, I'm picking up more like you may have a certain type of eye color that's very distinct. You know how people have like an eye color and they have like specks of another color in their eyes? You could have that. Or again, you could just have very big eyes. You could read people a lot, analyze people a lot. One thing I will say is you're a BS detector and you see BS coming from a mile away. That's one thing that I'm picking up from you guys. I feel like you're able to see and read people and see people's intentions, and you probably have no problem saying no. You know what I mean? You have no problem with the word no. You have very firm boundaries. And I think that's something that people find really, really attractive about you. So I'm also being taken to your smile. You could have like very nice teeth or very unique teeth, or it's just your smile. You could have like a very, very unique smile. There's something about the mouth area. You could have like a tongue bar. I've seen people before and they have like gems on their teeth. I don't know, like there's just something there with the mouth area. And it sounds weird, but it is. It's like you have like a nice smile, or like, I don't know, I'm trying to go really wide smile. Or just really nice lips, or just the way, you know, sometimes like the way people will speak, it's just, I don't know, the mouth. I'm seeing you speak and it's like I'm drawn to your mouth area for some reason, just in the way that you're talking. I don't know. Pile number 3, what do people find attractive about my pile number 3s? We have the seer, follow your intuition. What do people find attractive about my pile number 3s? Yeah, I keep hearing that flow song, Walk Like This. If you've never heard it, it's flow, FLO, and then Walk Like This. It's just the song. We have air. What? Yeah, you see people coming from a mile away, I feel. You're able, and I feel like you call things out quite quickly too. Like you have no problem doing that. That people find really attractive. We have serendipity. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. What do people find attractive about my pile? The wizard. Use your skills to aid others. On the back of the deck you have, I don't know how to say the top word, but the message is, you will receive news from afar. Okay. You're not shy of saying anything. I feel like you're the type of people, when you feel something, you're just going to say it. You could also have like your moon in the first house. You could have your moon in Aries. There's just a reference. Oh, moon in like a fire sign too, I would say. So moon in Leo, moon in Sagittarius, moon in Aries. It's just a vibe there. I feel like you guys, I'm picking up Gemini too. like Mercury energy, so Virgo and Gemini. There's like a vibe there. I don't know, I feel like you guys, like if you feel something, you're just gonna say it, because I feel like you're very in the physical and rooted in the physical. And it's like, if I see something, if I see somebody moving in some type of way, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tell this person. If I've got an issue with you, I'm gonna tell you. Like, I'm gonna message you, we're gonna hash it out. You're not the type of person to bypass. No way. Yeah, I'm picking up a lot of fire and air from you guys. So that's Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Those are the vibes that I'm getting. It's like I'm thinking of something, I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, follow your intuition. You see a lot, like with that eye, it's like all seeing eye. Like I feel like you see a lot, like you're aware of a lot. I see you picking up a lot, analyzing, reading people, reading people's body language, reading people's energy. There's like a lot of that with that air energy, like analyzing, and it's like I'm taking a lot of information in. Yeah, I feel like you're the type of person as well, like in a room where like you're able to read people in the sense of, oh, that person's quite shy. I think they have something connected to this wound that has them not feeling comfortable speaking out loud, and that person's like really, really loud, but they're not really saying a whole lot, and it's because they're trying to overcompensate for X, Y, and Z. Like you're able to like analyze people like that. You're really able to like intuitively see. So it's like, because of that, and you're reading the room, it's like I know what moves everyone's gonna make. Like I know how this is gonna go. Like I can already see this person and this person clashing. I can already see this person and this person having like a power war. You know what I mean? And there's that type of vibe that I'm picking up, that you guys like feel like in a room, which is why you're able to like nip things in the bud and say whatever you need to say or stop things. You're very, very good at, you know, doing that. Seek a union of mind and spirit. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. Use your skills to aid others. Some of you guys as well, you're very connected to spirit, but people might not think about that about you like straight away. Like people may not look at you or have like the first couple of conversations with you and think that you're very intuitive or connected with spirit. I feel like that happens later, or you just drop some wisdom and they're like, oh my god. I feel like that comes later on, but I do feel like people are very attracted to that. I feel like people are very attracted to see the level of like depth to you, and the amount of like wisdom that you hold, if that makes sense. You're very, very intelligent. With bright new prospects on the horizon, I feel like you guys, you may have like a constant, like you may be up leveling constantly in regards to your work. You could be constantly hitting goals. Like I said, you're very focused on you and yours. So it's like, I'm constantly hitting goals. I'm constantly reaching this. I have this new idea of where I want to take like my business. Or I have this new idea of where I want to move up to in my work, or what I want to achieve. Like there's a lot of that. And I feel like that's something that people are very attracted to, because it's like, they're doing this now and they're doing that now. Like they really don't play. Like they're really like, I'm hearing like accolades, and I'm being shown like a treasure chest. So there's like a reference there of you guys like constantly making sure you're okay, if that makes sense, and constantly making sure that there's like abundance there, like wanting more for yourself. So that's one thing that people are drawn to. And then use your skills to aid others. When I see that, I'm taken to like the back of the deck, like the protection card, and I don't know why. I feel like people may look at you as well as like an older sibling, or like in the relationship, like you may be that person that if somebody brings up the wrong food, you could be with someone that's too scared to say, and you're like, excuse me, like that's the wrong food, sorry. Like I feel like people may look to you for that sometimes. So it's like you have like a level of confidence, again, it's like that self-assuredness that some people may lack, and it's like they're drawn to you for that. Like they find that really attractive. And there's this feeling of feeling protected by you in a way. Yeah, so pile number 3, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Pal4, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what do people find attractive about you. So you guys chose the Moschino pile. I'm going to start with these cards, and then we're going to move into your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 4, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 4s. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 4s. What do people find attractive about my pile number 4s? What do people find attractive about my pile number 4s? We have deep sleep. What do people find attractive? Ooh. We have empowerment. What do people find attractive about my pile number 4s? We have water. What do people find attractive about my pile number 4s, please? And we have calm. And the back of the deck, we have acceptance. Okay. What do people find attractive about my pile number 4s? First thing that I want to say, I keep being shown the Taurus symbol, which you guys could have a lot of Taurus placements, of Venusian placements, like Libra, Taurus, a lot of that in your chart. But you could also have Venus in the first house. But what I'm picking up is that you guys are very naturally attractive. So you guys, there's something about, like, the only way I can describe it, there's something about you being very bare that's very attractive. Like, if you wear makeup, I feel like lighter makeup looks better on you, because there's something about your features that are very either distinct or like unique that kind of like makes you. I hope that makes sense. Like, you're the type that do not need to like dress yourselves up too much or be too bold, because I feel like your energy or the way that you look is already bold enough. So there's a reference of keeping things light elsewhere, because I feel like you carry yourself. It could be like your body shape carries yourself, so you don't have to wear anything like too big or baggy or patterns. Like, the lighter things work, because I feel like your body just, like, you could have like very like tall, like, you could be very tall with like long legs, you know what I mean? So it's like, you don't have to wear anything that's like too like tight fitting or too like out there. Like, you just can style yourself quite lightly, because it's like you're by yourself is the kind of like the prize, if that makes sense. You don't have to enchant anything, because I'm really taken to like Taurus and like earthy vibes. You could have like a very naturistic like feel to you too, but there's something about you being very bare. And again, it's like the face, it's like there's certain features about you that are just very unique, that it's like what people may be trying to create with makeup, you already may have, you know what I mean? There's something that you just like look a specific way that naturally is just very attractive. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, it's like I don't need to do anything too much to my hair either. It's just like allowing it to flow. Like, there's that type of feel and vibe here. I hope that makes sense. I'm being shown, because I keep going out into nature, so I don't know if you do a lot of outdoor activities. You may like constantly be by a beach, you could have constantly just be out in nature, you could live by like a ranch or like the countryside where there's like horses and stuff. There's just kind of like a vibe there. It could just be like a vibe that you give off. You could be as well, because there's something like holistic coming through. Like, you guys could be very yeah, because I'm thinking of the bear, I'm thinking of a bear, like the bear on the perfume. I'm thinking of like a bear being in tune with like nature, and like knowing when it's time to hibernate and knowing when it's time to come out, and like the whole of outside is its house. So there's like a reference of you being outside a lot, but it's more so like being in tune with nature. And I'm thinking of like eating certain foods that are like superfoods that it can empower me, or keeping things very clean. There's like a reference there of you guys either being in tune with nature or just in tune with your own body. So it's like keeping things clean, keeping things keeping my body right, like making sure that the right type of things like coming into my body. But then that also is like manifesting energetically, like the right type of people are going to be around me. Like, I feel into an energy, the right type of people come around. So there's this reference then of you being very selective with like what is around you, and keeping your own space very clear. There's just a reference there coming through, and there's just a lot of like outdoorsy, naturistic vibes to your cards, which I keep picking up on as well. You could also maybe wear like floral prints, or I'm being taken to somebody's home and just having a lot of windows so the light comes in, or being right next to like nature again, so there's like trees everywhere. I could have loads of plants in my home. I don't know, you could be into like cottagecore or like that naturistic vibe, like a botanical vibe, aesthetic wise. I don't know, there's just a vibe there. yeah, I don't know why I want to say the word alternative as well. That's just a vibe coming through. Like, in regards to, I keep being taken to like clothes. Like, I'm being taken to features and clothes, and then being distinctly like connected to you. Like, you're the type of person that always wears flared trousers. Like, you're always the type of person that has your hair really long and wavy, or like beachy. Or you're always the type of person that has like flowers in your hair. Or like, you're always the type of person that wears like this specific color or this type of style. And it's like, in my mind, that's yours. Whenever I see that on anyone else, like, it reminds me of you. So there's like a vibe there. Like, everything's very distinct, or like, you have a very like, I'm being shown like a distinct nose, distinct eyebrows, distinct cheeks, like a distinct chin. Like, there's something about your face where everything's just like unique, you know what I mean? It's not like quote unquote the beauty standard. It's that beautiful aspect of you. Like, it just stands out. It's like, oh my god, I love, like, I see people looking at your face and being very drawn to your face, and I don't know why. It's like attractive, and it's like it's like interesting. It's like distinct. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, because I know trends always shift. So sometimes you may be in trend, sometimes you might not be, which is sad in regards to like certain type of facial features are in trend. I don't like that, but there's that type of vibe of you just having like a natural, like naturistic like vibe, and things are very like distinct. You know how in nature no tree looks the same? I think that's why it's coming through. Like, you're very unique to look at. I hope that makes sense. But what I was saying about clothes is, you may like thrift clothes, or you may like travel and then buy clothes from like other places. So when you return to your hometown, no one can buy them because it was just like a little corner shop in the middle of Tunisia. Like, that's the type of vibe. Like, that is almost like how you're kind of coming across. There's like things that are tailored to you. You may go out of your way to make sure that you come across like in that unique way, or it could just be your style and taste in particular is very unique. But I keep being shown I keep being shown somebody like juicing. So you could be very into like your health, because I'm being shown somebody like juicing and putting the right things in their body, because the way you're coming across, then you feel very light to me. Like, I'm taking care of what I need to take care of, but it's in a very natural way. Like, I'm in tune with myself. So there's something there that's coming through as well. And I feel like you may put people on to new things as well, and that's something that people find very attractive. I see you putting people onto new music, or just like in regards to like looking at the world, like, why are you always doing it this way? Why don't you do it this way? You could live an alternative lifestyle to other people, or you could just have certain hobbies that other people wouldn't even think of doing. You could have a job that other people are like, oh, I can't imagine, like, I didn't even know you could make money doing that, you know? There's something like that about you, very, very much so unique, but not unique like pile number one. Yours is different. Yours is like, I live next to you, but you live in a different world to me. And you do things so differently to me, but I find it really attractive. There's something there. But I feel like your looks are very unique. Or the way you do your hair is very unique. Like, I keep wanting to say the word unique over and over, and I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but that's how it's coming through. I also would say that you guys are very calm and very still, and I feel like that is something that people are very drawn to. I feel like you're the type of person to not really like raise your voice. I feel like again, I'm thinking of a tree. I'm thinking of like, I'm rooted in and I can sway, but I'm like firmly rooted in. It's like, I listen to myself, I listen to my intuition, and it's like, I'm there's like a calmness there. There's like a almost like a healing nature to you that I feel like people are very, very drawn to. I feel like when people are in your presence, it's almost like they feel calm. I hope that makes sense. It's like you've got everything covered. I don't know, that's just the vibe. You could have a lot of earth in your charts. That's Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but I am picking up a lot of Taurus for you guys. A lot of Taurus. There's something about the eyebrows coming through. People find your eyebrows very attractive, or it could be when you speak and talk, your eyebrows move a lot, and that's something that people are drawn to. Yeah, there's something that I keep being shown, like, it's hard with you with looks or anything like that to really tell you like what people find attractive, because the fact that I'm being told you have your own distinct look and like no tree is the same, they're all different, if you put every tree in front of me, I could say that all the trees are unique and I could reference different things about the branches or whatever, but every single tree is going to have such different traits that I wouldn't be able to like say one thing for all of the trees really, other than that they're a tree. You know what I mean? All I can say is unique, but I don't want to keep going over and over the same word because I don't want to sound like a broken record, but there's just a lot of aspects and features to you, or the ways that you dress, that are just, people are very drawn to, and it's like, that's you. I haven't seen anything like that before. You could also have like a very like your name could be quite interesting as well. Like you could have a name that like means something really deep. You know how sometimes celebrities will name their children things that like not like the average person would be called? You could have like a name like that as well. That's another thing that I'm being shown. Who knows? Northwest could be watching this, you know? It's like that type of thing. Or Blue Ivy, you know? It's like that type of vibe. Pile number... I'm also being shown pearl jewelry. So somebody could wear like pearl jewelry. You could wear like jewelry that maybe you make by yourself, or you like purchase and it's like handmade and it's like one of a kind. There's something about that. Pile number 4. What do people find attractive about my pile 4s? Winds of change. Your surroundings will undergo a transition. What? We have the sun. Your perseverance is rewarded. We have the serpent. A sly and subtle approach is needed. What do people find attractive about my pile number 4s, please? The dagger. Conflict and danger lie in wait. Okay. Back of the deck, you have the shield. You are safe from harm. I feel like because you listen to your intuition and you listen to your own thoughts and you listen to your own inner voice and you trust that, I feel like that keeps you out of harm's way a lot of the time. You know who to dodge. You know who's making your body like react in a certain way. I feel like you're very in tune with your own body, very rooted and in tune with your body, which is really beautiful. Which makes me feel like sometimes other people, because you know your body, you know your intuition, other people around you might not understand the moves that you make, which is where we have the sly and subtle approaches needed, and conflict and danger are in wait, because it's like, I saw you guys like rooted in like a tree, and having your own set of boundaries in that way. And yes, you can sway, but you stick to your guns. Like there's, I mean, Taurus energy was coming through, so there's that stubborn kind of vibe, like I'm rooted in and this is who I am, like my roots are going down. It's very hard for people to change and sway your opinion then. And I feel like what people find attractive is I'm being shown somebody trying to get you to like pull your boundaries back, or somebody trying to get you to change your mind, and then you like really rooting and standing in that and being like, no, like you can argue with the wall, I don't care, this is where I've settled. And I see other people then finding that attractive, like you can't sway that person, like that person is about what they're saying they're about, and that person's really rooted in. But I feel like the way I'm looking at it from your perspective, it's because you're so in touch with yourself. It's like, this is where I've settled and I know this is where I need to be, and I can feel that. I'm not going to shift that. You know what I mean? I listen to myself first. So there's that type of vibe. But people feel very, very drawn to that. You know what I mean? And you could have even helped people out in the sense of like, you had this urge to stay home and somebody around you was like, oh, okay, I didn't really want to stay home, but okay, I'll do that with you. And then it turns out that like something had happened where you could have maybe been put in danger, or something, you know, something that you wouldn't have liked to have happened would have happened if you would have gone. And then they're like, oh my God, if I wouldn't have listened to you, that could have happened to me too. So it's like, there's a reference there of people like finding you very intuitive and very wise there. There's like a calmness, and it's like, I trust the decision. And then later on finding out why that decision was made, if that makes sense. Because I feel like in the moment, people might not understand why you make certain moves. 100%. A sly and subtle approach is needed. Why do we have this snake here then? A sly and subtle approach is needed. Why do we have that? Because it's with that, like, your surroundings will undergo transition. Why are those two cards together? I feel like you guys, think of a tree rooting in. It's gonna grow. And it's gonna grow, and it's gonna grow. And the more it's growing, while it's rooted in, and it has like its opinion, it's going to add layers to that opinion. It's gonna see things more deeper, because it's growing taller. It can see more of the forest. So it's understanding how that works. So there's a reference of you guys very committed to growth and constantly growing and changing your view and becoming wiser, because I keep referencing you guys being very, very wise, and I see you in like situations like no stone is unturned. Sorry for the noise outside, guys. It's like no stone is unturned. Like I'm getting to the root of why something is happening, or why this situation is like falling apart. So for example, you could be in a situation with someone and there's a misunderstanding, and I feel like you're the type of person to sit there and go right to the roots to understand why it happened, and really, sorry for the noise, and really like, sorry, it's distracting me, it's taken me out of the message coming through, bear with me. Let me try and give that analogy again, because that just really distracted me. But it's like, say now you're in a situation with somebody and something like fell through or it didn't work out. It's like you're the type of person to like, I don't see you acting on your frustrations. It's like, this hasn't worked out, let me understand why. It's like you listen to other people and you dissect and you try to understand that other person's point of view, instead of like a big frustration like, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that? It's like you listen and you get to the bottom of it, like conflict resolution almost, and then it's almost like you take that back in, and then it's almost like the tree's growing, like you've grown and understood. I feel like you learn from other people, you take experiences, and you learn and grow from them. Like if there's something that doesn't work out with someone, or there's like an argument with someone, it's like you're able to grow and evolve, and I feel like you really understand people in that way, and learn people in that way, because it's like I'm really rooting in and I understand the way that you move now, if that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense, because I see other people finding that attractive, because it's like you haven't shied away from like maybe uncomfortable feelings or conflicts, and it's like you're really pouring into and committing to understanding and rooting yourself in with other people and learning from other people too, which has you constantly grow and evolve and see things from a different perspective. And then we have your perseverance is rewarded. I also feel like you are the type of people that are very committed. There's something about you in relationships, and you commit into that relationship, like really pouring into that person and making it work. Or it could be with friendships as well. You could be somebody that has like really long-term relationships, you could currently be in one, or you could have very long-term friendships and really pour into them. So there's a reference of whatever it is that you're watering will grow. I love how I'm picking up so much earthy energy, so Spirit's giving me earthy analogies, which I just love. Who was that? That was Jaspy. I got scared then. That was my cat Jasper. But yeah, I feel like you really do pour into whatever it is that you're working on, or whatever connection you're in, and I feel like people find that really, really attractive. I feel like you really sit and listen and take the time to really sit and listen and be patient, which I love. So yeah, pile number 4, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.